Hey guys, as educators in universities we often see students really struggling with organising their time, organising their assessments, organising their notes, just generally having a handle on what they're supposed to be doing and when they're supposed to be doing it. If you're in that position, we've made a complete Notion workthrough just for you so that you can get a hold of what you're doing, why you're doing it, when you're doing it. It's all in one easy template. Let's take a look at how it works. Okay, so if you are new to Notion, this is where you can download the app for free. You can also use it online, completely free to use for an individual. If you are a business user, then you do have to pay a little bit extra, but completely free for individual users. And if you are working as a student, completely free for you. Just head here to notion.so. You can get hold of the application for free. You can access this through various different social portals. So if you've got a Gmail account, if you've got a Google account, it's very easy to connect to Notion. Now if we head into my account here, this is the academic planner that we've put together here at iProgress. So we're going to walk through what this is. We start off with a general dashboard. This is your front page and the place where you can see at a glance what you're doing and when you're supposed to be doing it. To give you a quick tour, we've got the current modules plan just here. This will give you an overview of what's going on for you at that particular moment in time. We've got some draft modules here and we'll talk you through what they look like in a second. If we head further down, you can see your academic calendar. This will show you a month at a time what you've got going on, and it's really easy to add things to this calendar. You can either add a new event here on the right hand side. This will open up a brand new event for you. You can type in assessment due. You can give it a date, so let's think this is maybe due in just before Christmas, and the tag is that it's an assessment deadline. Now what we've tried to do with this setup is that you can add in all of your lectures, all of your seminars, all of your meetings in one place. So if this was not an assessment, let's just click out of there. That will then go, if we flick forward to December, you can see on the 20th you've got an assessment due. If we head back, most people will be starting university maybe in October. Let's say every Tuesday you have an introduction to psychology lecture. So we can type that in, introduction to psychology. On the 4th, we can give it a time as well. So let's say the lecture's been really mean, 9 until 11 o'clock every Tuesday. So this is a lecture. We can click off, and then it's really simple to right click, duplicate, and just drag to the next week. Then we can see at a glance what's going on for that module, and you can do this for all of your modules so that you know exactly what's going on, when it's going on, and where you need to be. Okay, now that's your calendar. Now if we start to think through what else you might need access quickly to your university inbox, your email account, your virtual learning platform. It might be that your university uses something like Moodle or Blackboard where all of your module information is kept. You can put a link on your dashboard to those sites. To do that, you can very quickly just highlight here the link to the virtual learning platform, and then you can link. So https moodle.com, link to the web page. That becomes a link for you. Just remember, you can rename any of these. This template is fully customizable to whatever you need to do. Okay, down here on the left hand side we've got an archived module table here. Now this is linked to your module table up at the top. Now let's assume you're starting a brand new course in the first year, and we've already seen, if we click open here, we can start to edit all of the information about this module. So we've already seen that we have an introduction to psychology module. This is in our first year, in semester 1. The assessment is due, as we've already said, on the 20th of December, and the assessment type is coursework. Okay, now there's space here if you wanted to put in a link to your Moodle or your Blackboard or to whatever your university uses as their online virtual learning platform. That will automatically become a link that you can click and access that learning room straight away. Also in here, if we just click off the table, is a space for the module grade. So hopefully everyone will be getting firsts. So let's put down here first. So say you've got to the 20th of December, you've submitted, you've done really well, you can put your grade in there. And then once the module is complete, you can mark that as complete. If you tick that, that will disappear from your current modules because everything is done. But it might be that you want to go back and have a look at some extra things from that module later on. So this Introduction to Psychology module becomes a part of your archived modules. You can see when you sat that module and what your grade was. If you open that page, it gives you all of the information that you had about that module. That's how you can archive old modules and access everything that you've ever done at university. Okay, let's think about a new module then. So let's get rid of this for now. Let's pretend that we've just had one module so far. Okay, we have here a new box at the top. If we click the down arrow, we have a module template. So we can click on this module name and we can say that this one is called Introduction to Cognition. Let's think about the fact that we're maybe doing a psychology degree. So this is in our first year, semester 2. We might have an assessment that is due in April, mid-April, and that might be a presentation that we need to do. Now let's expand this. These arrows here suggest that you can open this as a full page, so it's easier to edit. And as we scan down, we can think about when our classes are. So this is an overview of where all of our classes are. So let's assume that this is on a Wednesday at 1 p.m. and it is in room A45. Okay, we can then add in all of our contact details, our module leader's name, so Dr. Jones, Dr. Jones's email address, d.jones@uni.com, and it might be that Dr. Jones has got some office hours where we can go and see them, 9 a.m. on Mondays. So that's at a glance what's going on for this module, where can we access help, who is our main contact. Now what we'll also want to do is to think about what content is going on. You'll need to keep a track of what's going on that module. Now we've got a content tracker down here at the bottom of the module page, which allows you to do that within the module page itself. So if we go to the table, we can see the new button appear again. Let's click on this arrow, and then there's a lecture notes template for you. So you can click on lecture notes, and it might be that you have, we can make this a bigger page again. It might be that you have a session on brain and cognition. Okay, as standard, we assume that you have not started this yet. We can tag this. It might be that you have various themes. You can edit these themes. It might be that the first module, the first assessment you have, first session you have is about assessment, but then each theme of the module will appear. So this might be your neuro theme. You can change that to neuro. You might have one that is about social cognition. You can change theme 2 to social cognition. So we'll call this one neuro because it's about the brain. The staff member, let's say that Dr. Jones is doing this one, so Dr. Jones. We can hit enter to change that. And then if we have any notes, we can add them here as well. So what our latest status was, if there's anything in particular that we're really struggling with, we can do that there. Now, what this page is set up to do is to organize your notes in a way that will make sense for you. So hopefully what you're doing is you're looking at material before a session, making a few notes, thinking about what your initial kind of thoughts are about that topic. We've given a space here for you to do that. So pre-lecture thoughts, anything that you think about that topic before you go into the session, you can add them here. Before we do that though, we might want to grab hold of those slides and attach them as a hyperlink. So again, what we can do is we can link to the Moodle page again. So https moodle.com. Obviously you'll know exactly what the URL is for your module learning space, but that becomes a link directly to your slides. Okay, now we've done our pre-lecture thoughts, we're attending the lecture. Within the lecture, we can make notes here. So it might be that you're making bullet pointed notes or just free form notes. So making notes here. If you click enter and a slash, this will let you enter various different things. So it might be that you want to revise specific things. So revise this next. You might have a list of 3 different things that you want to revise, and they become your to-do list. We can also add in tables or bullet points if there are certain lists of things. So you might have concept 1, concept 2, etc. Okay, so this is where you can start to really build up comprehensive notes. If you really want to, if there are images that you wanted to include, you can also do that. On here, if you want to have a call out, which is something that's really important, you can make a call out which makes it really clear what it is that you need to do. So this is important. Now when you go back to revise, you can also think about making to-do lists. What do you still need to look up? Is there certain things that you really don't understand? You can make a list of those there, and as you complete those tasks, just tick them off so you know what you've done and what you need to do next. Most lecturers will give you recommended reading. Now recommended reading is really important because it gives you more context to what that lecturer has been talking about. What we've done here is we've made a toggle type button on your template. So let's assume that citation 1, this is the first thing that the lecturer thinks that you should read, is by Smith and Davis 2010. Now let's make that bold so it stands out. And then we can add a link to Smith and Davis. Obviously I don't have the paper here, but smithanddavis.com, maybe that's where that link is. So we can link to that web page. That will take you directly to your source. So if you've got a link to a PDF or a link to an online library, you can do that there. And then underneath here, you can just make your notes. So notes on Smith and Davis here. Once you've finished with that, to keep things neater, you can just click on this toggle button and it closes it all for you. You can do exactly the same for your next citation, citation 3, citation 4, and if you click enter, this will keep giving you new toggles depending on the number of recommended references that you've got. Now within this template as well, what we're really keen to do is to get you to think about how we design as lecturers our assessments. And ordinarily what we will do is we'll think about the content of a session and then we'll start to frame our questions around that content. So as you're doing your reading, as you're doing your broader work for each lecture, it might be that there are certain themes that keep coming up again and again. It's very likely that that is going to come up on an exam or might be a coursework essay option for you. So you can start here to think about some potential questions that might come up. So what is the role of the brain in memory? That could be one option for a cognition and the brain, or the brain and cognition type module. So what you can do here is you can start to think about what some of those different questions might be on the assessment, and then you can start to think about how or why you might approach them in particular ways. So how might you frame your reading, frame your revision around that particular question. Now everything is on the left hand side of your planner. So as you go into Notion, if you've got a completely new fresh Notion, you'll just have this academic planner here, and that will take you to everything. Let's hopefully assume that you get another first. in Introduction to Cognition, and then when you finish that you can complete and it's ready for your next semester's worth of modules. And again, everything that you've done is down in your archived modules. So there we have it. That is our complete academic planner for students that you can get your hands on right now. I'll put the link to the items in the description of this video. Hopefully you've already got your hands on it, and this is a way of you learning how you can use this planner to get the most out of your degree. If you are interested in all of our other resources, you can check them out at our website, iProgress-cc.com, and you can find all of our options, including the Discord server, all of the courses that we offer, all of the resources, the coaching, everything's there, easy in one membership price for you. Do check out our work, do check out our resources, and we will see you in the next video.